Welcome to This Week in West Hempstead, sponsored this week by Giordano Garden and Nursery Center. Here are your hosts, David and Norm.
Thank you, Dan, and welcome, Norm.
Hey, Dave.
It's a fun day today. A little foggy this morning, and fog cleared up.
But
and
warm, really
nice
warm.
Fall day. You know, the leaf blowers are out. So love the noise. Let's talk about a subject that we love talking about, which is our West Hempstead football team, the Rams.
How are you doing?
The Rams are doing amazingly well. They continue to do well. They're 7-1. They defeated Malvern at Malvern 20-7 last week. The next game is against the Valley Stream South Falcons, which will be here in West Hempstead, and they're just doing unbelievably. They're ranked 70th in New York State. I assume that's pretty good. I mean, there's probably a lot of football teams in New York State, and they're also ranked number 4 in their division. So
they're moving up. Go Rams!
Go Rams! They're doing great. They got an amazing running back. His name is Jonathan Balthazar. He's averaging over 80 yards a game. He's playing the other positions. Amazing. Go Rams! Very exciting.
Yeah, go ahead and come out and support them. I assume the next game will be Friday night. You said it'll be
Saturday. It'll be on Saturday.
All right,
They
go
play
out and
Saturday
support them.
afternoon at West Hempstead. So Echo last week was at the G.
Exciting day.
The G is our favorite and possibly only night spot in West Hempstead on Hempstead
Almost
Avenue and the corner of Westminster. And they had a Rolling Stone tribute band. I think their name is Let It Bleed. And if you go on our site, westhempsteadecho.com, you got a couple of clips of their video. I'm going to be playing it right now. No sound, of course, and the sound actually would, probably break your eardrums. It sounded pretty amazing, very exciting, and it's really amazing to see how a local place like G. Not only is G local, but the owner lives in West Hempstead. They've taken a situation, during COVID, they built a business, and it's starting to thrive. And it's amazing to see.
Live music in a small town like that is amazing.
And they seem to have events going on all during the week. I go by and I see the sign, and it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on the G site, so take a look at it. It's interesting. They have everything from karaoke to live music. And it's a full bar, so you should enjoy yourselves.
Absolutely. And we're going to switch to a little bit more serious subject, which is a follow-up for the accident that took place on Woodfield, and the fatal accident where a 12-year-old boy tragically lost his life. And this coming Thursday, there's going to be a meeting that's sponsored by the Civic Association. I know the name is not right. That it'll be talking about putting up traffic lights and other things that could be done on Woodfield?
Yeah, there's a lot that can be done. I mean, this is an unspeakable tragedy. A kid who, for the first time, is walking to a friend's house to do homework. This particular road, Woodfield Road, is a county road in which emergency vehicles use it all the time, and everybody else speeds with it. There's no barrier, which they don't want to have because of the emergency cars, but there is also the issue of people just taking advantage of the fact that this is a road that's wide open.
Yeah, there seems, there's no limits. Like in New York City, you got speed bumps. You can put up traffic cameras. Traffic cameras you can do in Long Island, but you can put up speed cameras. Here, you can't do any of those things. So
I don't know why not. I mean, you can certainly tell people the speed they're going, have blinking lights and all kinds of things to try and at least warn people. But it's tough for a young kid to try and cross a road like that, especially where the curve is.
Yeah, where the curve is. I mean, it really, truly is, dead man's curve, and something has to be done. We're going to continue to stay on top of this story. We got the meeting on Thursday. We'll be covering, the meeting, and see where it goes. I'm not even sure if a traffic light necessarily is going to be the end all. I don't know what they're going to do, but they got to do something.
I know the West Hempstead Community Support Association is trying to get something done, rather than just push this along as, ignoring it. You can't ignore the loss of a child. And of course, there are lots of kids in that neighborhood.
Yeah. So I will say, I mean, watching what's done, they put that crosswalk up near the Young Israel of West Hempstead. And I can tell you from personal experience, I hit the button and the lights flash and nobody slows down. So I'm certainly hoping they can come up with some better ideas for this one. And again, just a reminder, that meeting is Thursday, this coming up. At what time was that? I think 7 p.m., 8 p.m.?
I believe so.
I think it's John Jeffrey. I can't remember if he's the county supervisor or I forget his title. We'll take a look at the website and bring that back to us. But
yeah, so the meeting will be at 7 p.m. And again, it's being put together by the West Hempstead Community Support Association, and it's at Veterans Hall, which is at 233 Woodlawn Road. Again, 7 p.m. It's really important that people from the community come out. All right, so moving on to a different subject. There's been a business. They're based out in Oceanside. They're called Plant Daddy, and it looks like, I'm not sure whether or not they want to open up a store here or just kind of scope it out. And they're being just super smart about trying to identify whether or not West Hempstead is a good place for for their food.
Well, it's vegan food, it's kosher food, so this is as good a neighborhood as any to test it out. So they tested it out at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, what a great idea!
Great idea.
7-Eleven, runs the register. They give them a little area. They have food that you can both sample and food that you can buy.
It's the Costco model.
I tasted some stuff. I gotta tell you, I'm not necessarily a vegan guy. It's I don't eat all that.
I am not a vegan guy.
Fancy crap stuff. But they had this shawarma that was, I don't know, maybe it was made out of mushrooms, and then they had this fake eggs and bacon and this other like barbecue stuff. It was pretty good. I mean, It was very tasty, super fresh, and vibrant. Like the tahina and the salad dressings were really great. So I hope maybe they'll open up a place here. But it truly was exciting to see. And these three young owners, to see their excitement and to see that their involvement in their product is really fantastic.
It is terrific.
So we're turning into the chef show here, huh?
Well, no, Chef Show, I'm just going to throw out a quick preview, shout out to our chefs.
We got a great preview coming up.
So earlier today, we did a taping or a podcast for the best bagels in West Hempstead. And we sampled 5 bagels from around the area. And I got to tell you something.
The results
were amazing.
Don't tell them.
They are shocking. We're not going to say anything. We're going to tease the crap out of this thing. But it was really great. The good news is that all the bagels in the community are fantastic. We're lucky really to be in a bagel-saturated environment. But we'll find out who's number one. So we got elections coming up pretty soon, right, Norm?
Everybody's running. We need a senator. We need a governor. All kinds of local stuff. Ed Ra, who's our assemblyman, is also running again.
One quick observation. So I was running all over, picking up the fakakta bagels today, and Google what that means. I'm not going to explain it. And outside of driving through the fog, I did notice all of the election signs that were all over, and just focusing on the governor election. And this is, again, Long Island, which is primarily, Republican, and Lee Zeldin, comes from Long Island. It's where he was a congressman. I would say it was like 9-1 in favor of Zeldin. I saw very, very few Hochul signs out there. And again, she's very, very popular and very strong in the cities and certainly in New York City. But he seems to be coming on strong in the polls.
He's pushing very hard, and he's closing the gap. No question about it. And this Saturday is early voting. So for the next week, you can vote early. And then, of course, the election is the following week.
Yeah, elections November 8th at the New York Public Library, at the West Hempstead Library. Dan, any other information I may be missing on that?
I can tell you that, again, as you say, the general election 2 weeks from today, November 8th. Early voting begins this Saturday, October 29th, probably, as you say, at the West Hempstead Library rather than the New York Public Library, and in-person voting between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. We say this every time there's an election. There's no excuse not to go out and vote. So you got plenty of opportunities, and we'll work it out.
Great.
That does it.
So I think that's going to do it. That's a wrap for this week. And thank you, Norm. Thank
Pleasure
you, Dan.
to be here.
again, look out for bagels. They're coming your way, and we'll join you next week.
Have a good night.
Thank you for watching. As always, if you'd like to sponsor this or other programs, reach out at sales@westhempsteadecho.com.